In the Caribbean, hurricanes are a way of life, but for Jamaica, they've been a brutal teacher and a reminder that despite decades of destruction, we are still unprepared. From Hurricane Gilbert in 1988 to the recent devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl in 2024, one thing has remained painfully consistent: our power grid collapses when we need it most. With each passing storm, the death toll rises, infrastructure crumbles, and Jamaicans are left in darkness, not just literally, but in terms of support, accountability, and long-term solutions. Let's take a moment to remember the hurricanes that not only reshaped our land, but left scars on the national psyche. Hurricane Gilbert, 1988. Category 3, nearly Cat 5 by Jamaican landfall. First direct hit in 37 years. Over 45 people killed, $4 billion JMD in damage. 100% power outage island-wide. Homes flattened, agriculture decimated. Hurricane Ivan, 2004, Category 4, 17 deaths in Jamaica, near complete blackout in rural areas, weeks of chaos and rebuilding. Hurricane Dean, 2007, Category 4, widespread flooding and power loss. Major damage to schools and coastal communities. Hurricane Sandy, 2012, Category 1, but deadly and wet. Severely impacted eastern parishes. Thousands without electricity. Hurricane Beryl, 2024, the most recent and most terrifying storm in decades. Category 4 storm that rapidly intensified before slamming into the island, killed at least 2 Jamaicans with damage exceeding $12 billion JMD. JPS again failed to maintain power in several parishes for weeks. Exposed weaknesses in disaster communication, school closures, and emergency response systems. Farmers and residents in southern parishes still recovering. Beryl exposed how fragile Jamaica's infrastructure really is, and how JPS and government agencies failed to prepare, even with forecasts and warnings. The power grid, Jamaica's weakest link. Storm after storm, Jamaicans ask, how is it that one gust of wind brings down the entire power grid? The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, continues to operate on outdated, above-ground infrastructure with little to no resilience. Power lines cross deep gullies and mountain terrain, making repairs dangerous and time-consuming. Some areas, like parts of St. Thomas and Clarendon, were without power for more than 18 days after Beryl. Residents, particularly in rural and low-income communities, often suffer in silence, with no electricity, no running water, because many pumps require power, and no clear updates on restoration. What's worse than the hurricane itself? Living in the aftermath. Spoiled food, especially for the poor who saved for days to stock up. Diabetics and asthmatics unable to keep medication refrigerated or powered. Children missing school for weeks. Businesses losing revenue. People spending nights in complete darkness and heat. And while wealthier Jamaicans buy generators or install solar panels, the majority of the population can't afford either, creating a two-tier recovery system based on income. Renewable energy, talk versus action. Yes, Jamaica has made public moves toward renewable energy. The Wigton Wind Farm, solar plants in Clarendon and Westmoreland, and a growing number of residential solar panels. But these are still tied to the central JPS grid, meaning a single point of failure still affects everyone. Despite years of speeches, microgrids and energy independence are still mostly talk, and during every national disaster, we see the consequences. So the question is, why hasn't more been done? Whether it's the PNP or the JLP, both major parties have had opportunities to fix the system, and neither has delivered. Elected officials often visit damaged communities after the fact, pose for cameras, and promise quick action. But the truth is, emergency energy protocols are outdated or missing altogether. JPS has no real competition, and public pressure fades once the lights are back. And in the wake of Beryl, no major government agency has yet proposed a comprehensive disaster energy resilience strategy. It's not just about hurricanes, it's about what happens after. Jamaica is still dangerously exposed, and unless we break the cycle, the next storm will bring the same suffering, or worse. We need mass investment in grid modernization, decentralized renewable energy solutions, stronger regulation and accountability for JPS, national energy disaster plans that are actually implemented, Jamaicans are a resilient people. We've survived the worst storms nature has thrown at us. But resilience is not enough. We deserve a system that protects us, not one that collapses every time the clouds gather. If the government and JPS continue to drag their feet, the people must demand action. We cannot enter another hurricane season blind, broke, and in the dark. What do you think? Was the Beryl blackout the last straw? Is it time to overhaul the power grid? Or hold JPS and the government accountable? Drop your thoughts below.